Yo, what's up? Okay, everybody, welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, of course, and I am back with another Christmas special review. If you don't know, I've been going over Christmas specials that I love growing up, and and some that I think that are classics this month for the month of December, this Christmas season. So before I get into it, I'm gonna remind you guys to go ahead and like and subscribe. Make sure you check out my other Christmas videos I did. Make sure you check out my review we did on Hawkeye. And we got something else coming up. Oh, that's right. How could I forget? Spider-Man No Way Home review Sunday. It's going to be a big event. I'm hoping that I can still get the same people that I want to join in this review. It's going to be big. I'm planning on it being a big review. So make sure you guys tune into that. So jumping right into it. Right off bat, I want to say no, I was not a kid when I saw this American Dad Christmas special. Technically, I was not a kid. I was a teenager, but not a kid. Like, I think I was like, this episode came out in 13, right? So, no, I wasn't just a teenager. I was a grown man. I was a grown man 2 years away from graduating college. So, yeah, I was still like an adult. I was an adult. But I remember when the special came out and I saw it and I was like so thoroughly impressed by this special. This Christmas special here, it encapsulates a lot of the things that I really love about American Dad. For those of you who don't know, American Dad is the former Fox animated series, but now airs on TBS. But it's the 20th Century Fox produced, or 20th Century Television now, since they got bought by Disney. But anyway, produced by Fox Television Animation, created by Seth MacFarlane, who was the creator of Family Guy, The Cleveland Show, the Ted movies. He created this show. It aired back in the first episode of American Dad aired back in 2005, and it is now going into, I think, maybe like its 19th or so season. I don't know. I'm not going to look it up right now. But it's a long-running show. Like I said, it aired on Fox now. It moved over to TBS recently. Still been doing numbers. Still one of my favorite adult comedies. I think it's funnier than Family Guy. Don't at me. I'm just saying. I like American Dad's humor a little better. So this Christmas special here, why am I talking about it? Why did I feel the need to come in here and talk about Good Morning USA, Stan Smith's Christmas special? Well, like I said, this is a banger. This Christmas special has some of the best songs of the series. For those of you who don't know, American Dad tends to get a little musical at times. Steve Smith is the best cartoon singer out there, bar none. I will not accept any other contestants because Steve Smith is the OG singer. He is the GOAT. This has guest stars like Danny Glover, the late great Charles Bradley, and this is actually how I got introduced to some of Charles Bradley's. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but I'm not. This is how I got introduced to some of Charles Bradley's music. This is a special that consistently makes me laugh every time I see it, whether it's Christmas time or not. Whenever it airs on TV, I'm just like, I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna get into some of the songs too, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rank the songs from my personal favorites to my least favorite. And I'm, if you know me and you know I've been watching the special, if you've seen the special, you know what my number one song is, but we'll get there. So this episode first aired on December 15th, 2013. From what I read in my research, that there was a little bit of a scheduling conflict. So this episode aired like, I think, a year or so after it was supposed to air, I think. Or it didn't air when it was supposed to air originally. I know that much. But I don't know how many, what the exact gap of time was. This episode was part of season 9, the 8th episode of season 9, the 160th episode overall. And it is something that, and this is something I didn't know about this episode, is that it is a parody of Beauty and the Beast. And we'll kind of get into how that translates later on in the review. Something else that is important about this episode that I literally just had on my brain, and I just forgot it. Oh, this is another entry in what I'm going to call the Santa Chronicles of American Dad. Now, For those of you who don't know, American Dad, when they do their Christmas specials, while they do interesting stories and really great Christmas special stories that I do love, and maybe one day I'll get to covering practically maybe all of them, and I've seen all of them too. One of the staples of their Christmas specials is they have an ongoing rivalry with Santa Claus, and it all started from one of their earlier Christmas specials in which Steve accidentally ended up killing Santa by shooting him. That Christmas special in particular is held in high regard by a lot of people just because of the insane length that it goes to. I mean, the episode starts off, Steve gets a gun, shoots Santa by accident, and it ends with elves. Is this the one that ends with the elves? They're locked in like the cabin trying to fight off the elves and stuff like that. I think this is that one. And each Christmas episode that involves Santa it carries over lore and it gets more and more insane. I think even the most recent one was Santa was trying to find like this thing to become immortal. Like it gets really insane and cuckoo nuts. And anytime you see Santa on American Dad, they have a beef, they have a grudge. Santa hates the Smiths, and the Smiths just want to avoid Santa. And even on their non-Santa related Christmas specials, especially in like some of the recent seasons, Stan will say something, or one of the other family characters will say something, and it'll say, well, look, we get to have a normal Christmas this year. No fighting against Santa, no fighting off elves. We're just going to have a normal, regular family Christmas. No danger, none of that. And so it's really funny how this all, kind of connects together. So I don't know exactly which order this one falls into with the Santa Chronicles, but this is one of the earlier ones. And this has to do with Krampus. So around this time in 2013, I know I'm giving a lot of history. I'm trying to move a little quick. Around this time in 2013, the character of Krampus was becoming popular. If you don't know who Krampus is, look him up yourself, because I'm not here to talk about Krampus. I'm here to talk about American Dad. So pretty much this episode opens up. Steve is in the store with Stan and Francine, and this is where the first song of the special comes out, and I love this song to death. I love this song. And it's pretty much Steve is like, he's a spoiled brat at this point. Like, he's like, I'll get whatever I want. It's Christmas time. You can't tell me no. I can get any gift, any present I want. I can do whatever I want because you're going to give me my gifts anyway, because that's what parents do during Christmas time. So the song that he sings and that I absolutely love is called, I think there's way too many bads in this, but as it's listed here, is Bad, 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 Bad Boy. I only call it Bad, Bad Boy. And oh God, I love this song because first of all, it just happens. It happens and we have to accept it. But he's like, I'm the one you call mystery. Yeah, I'm the one they call and say. I mean, he's getting it. Like Steve is getting it. He's killing this song. He's doing the dance moves. Got like little what was the dance team on America's top dancer or something like that, our dance crew. I think it was like Jabberwockies or something. He has them in the back. I mean, they killing it, doing all these dance moves and everything. I'm like, yo, what? This special had me going from that moment. From that moment, it really had me going. So pretty much what's happening is that Stan and Francine are pretty much tired of Steve being a spoiled brat. Like he even at one point smacks the hell out of Francine and says, you selfish bitch, get me my presents that I asked for. It's really crazy. So Stan is like, well, you need to learn how to behave. You need to learn how to take, how to act like a good boy so you can deserve or you can earn the things that you're asking for. So he says, you know what? You need to know what consequences are. I'm going to take you to go see my dad, which Stan's dad, who's a criminal. What is his dad's name? Jack. Stan's dad's name is Jack. So he takes Steve to go see Jack in prison because Stan's dad is like a criminal. Again, this is like tied into law. American Dad has lore. A lot of lore is in American Dad. Like there's a lot of continuity in this show, more than Family Guy. And I think that's why I like this show better than Family Guy. But that's a conversation for another day. So he takes him to go see Jack, and Jack tells Steve the story of Krampus. Steve doesn't believe Krampus, but Jack is like, no, you check the basement in your house. I have a pot that I trapped Krampus in, and he's still in there to this day. So of course things continue to escalate with Steve, and Stan ends up going down to the basement. He finds the pot that Jack was telling him about. He hits the pot and he finds out Krampus is actually in there. Krampus is like, "Let me out, Stan. Let me out." So of course, Stan ends up letting Krampus out. Krampus immediately, and I mean immediately, goes to kidnap Steve and takes him to his castle somewhere out in the North Pole. So while this is happening, excuse me. Okay, so I'm kind of like recalling things and reading at the same time. So while this is happening, Haley is trying to figure out, how to pretty much. Haley has a bleed. I was gonna say bleed plot. I'm like really tongue tied right now. Haley has like a B plot that I guess I'll kind of get into it a little later, but yeah, I'll get into her B plot later. But pretty much what happens is that when Krampus kidnaps Steve, he knows that he pretty much knows that Steve is Jack's grandson, and so he's pretty much like, "Yo, Jack, come here and get your kid, and I got a setup for you anyway. Like I'm gonna get my revenge for trapping me in this pot all this time." So throughout this entire thing, this is where the Beauty and the Beast parody comes in, because the castle, a lot of anthropomorphic objects in there, such and so on and so forth. So Stan, of course, finds a way to get Jack out of prison. He worked for the CIA, so he uses CIA connections, and they go to Steve. Man, I'm so tongue twisted right now. This is live though. How you doing? So he goes to save Steve. They go to save. Why do I keep saying this wrong? They go to save Steve from Krampus. Wow, that took a long time to say. Remember to subscribe for all this quality live content where I get tongue-tied on the daily. Should have drank a bottle of water before I sat down. That probably would have helped. A little lubrication in the mouth. Pause. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. Someone clips that, it's going to be like really bad, because everyone's just going to know me as saying the thing that I just said that I'm not going to say twice. Yeah. So Krampus, everybody. So Krampus pretty much has this is, like I said, this is where the Beauty and the Beast connection comes in, because like I said, you got the anthropomorphic items in the house that are able to talk, and of course it turns to this musical element, and Jack is pretty much telling Steve like, "Yo, I used to beat the hell out of kids when they were bad." Because that's just how it should be, because kids are going to keep being spoiled and greedy unless they know discipline. That's how, that's how Krampus sees things. So one of the songs that comes out of this that I also enjoy is called "You Get the Rod." It's a really, I don't know how to describe that genre of music. I'm sorry, but it's really cool. It's really fast paced. I like the song a lot. I'm not ranking them yet, but I do enjoy this song. So after that, of course, Stan ends up going to find Santa, because who would know what Krampus is outside of Santa, right? So they talk to Santa. Santa's, of course, has this bloodlust against Stan, but he's like, "Oh, I'll help you find Krampus." I forgot what the agreement was that they made, but they struck a deal so that they'll be able to find him. So then after that, they get all the way to the North Pole. They're able to find Steve. A really crazy fight breaks out. But before that, we do get another song with Krampus and Steve called called "We've Been Bad," which is my second favorite. Oh, I'm ranking them again, but I also thoroughly enjoy this song as well. It has my favorite rhythm in there, and I do enjoy Charles Bradley's vocal performance in this song in particular. I do enjoy it. After that, of course, Jack kind of gives up on going to find Steve and everything. So he's planning to skip town or whatever, but he runs into Haley, who's at the airport because she's working at the airport because she wants to get money to go and buy some people some Christmas gifts. That is her B plot. So she sings a song to him called Family, which is, I don't really care much for that song. And she does get another song earlier in the episode too called Perfect Gift, which she sings with Klaus, who I do like Klaus in the song, but I'm still not a fan of the song in general. So after that, they get into this insane fight inside of the castle where they end up stabbing the wall, and the wall feels it, and the castle dies. There's like, when they go and like fight the objects, like a plunger and a sink and everything, like when they fight them, like the blood comes out of them. It's so weird. And there's this one joke in there where, like, I think a plunger made some fudge, and he's like, yeah, it's freshly made fudge, and it's a plunger, so it's obviously a poop joke, but it's so funny. I don't know why it's so funny. I wish I remember the joke word for word, but I saw it when I watched the episode on rewatch, and I laughed so hard. It was hilarious. So at the end of the episode, they fight Krampus. Like I said, it's kind of, at this point, it's like a Spark Notes version. Definitely watch the episode. I do recommend it. But what happens is that Jack, Steve's grandfather, ends up becoming Krampus. So now, in American Dad lore, Steve's grandfather is Krampus, the supposed demon of Christmas, the disciplinarian of Christmas. So it's really, like I said, this episode is really crazy. There's a lot more things that happen in here and a lot more bits that are really, really funny. I do highly suggest that you watch this episode. It is by far one of my favorite, like I said, it's obviously one of my favorite Christmas specials, and it's one of my favorite American Dad episodes. I love every time I got to watch this. If not for anything else, I have to watch it for the songs. Speaking of the songs, I am going now to rank the songs. Yes, ranking the songs of this Christmas special. Number 1, Bad Bad Boy. Of course, you guys knew that was coming. I love this song. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up on YouTube. This song is, I love it. I love it. I love when Steve sings in the show, period. But I love this song. Second is We've Been Bad. I love it. I know I love a lot of things, right? But this one, I like it because it's one part of the song where it's like, hey, wait a second, dude. I know just wait. Wait a second, dude. I know what you're going through. Something like that. I don't want to live like this no more. And it just go like, they go hard in that song. And then, like, for some reason, Krampus breaks off into this tangent about a girl named Sheila. He's like, and I miss my baby Sheila. Oh, why'd you have to leave me, Sheila? Like, it's out of nowhere. Sprinkled throughout the entire song, he's singing about a lady named Sheila and how she did him dirty and how he wants to kill her, practically, right? It's a really funny song. It's a fun song, and it's very catchy, too. My third song would have to be The Perfect Gift. The Perfect Gift, just because it's more classic and traditional. I do like Haley singing in this, and I like Klaus's singing, and I do think someone else sings in this song too, but I'm not quite sure. I can't remember right now offhand. And following that is You Get the Rod, just because it's more like I don't know, it's like more that like up tempo thing, but it's like, I don't know, it fits, but it's not really the strongest song to me. And then lastly is Family. Family is like this like whole reggae thing sung by Haley, and it's pretty much used to kind of convince Jack to go and save Stan and Steve and Roger, because Roger's on this trip too, from Santa and his evil plot. And just again, at the end of the day, just rescue Steve from Krampus. Be a good grandfather, step in and be a part of a family for once. But again, I don't really care for the song. Like, that song's an easy skip for me. Like I said, Danny Glover does the talking voice for Krampus, and Charles Bradley does the singing voice for Krampus. This episode, like I said, why do I choose this episode as a Christmas special that I look back on very fondly? Like I said, it's because of the music. I love it. I like the absurdity of the episode. I like a lot of absurd American Dad episodes. And in terms of just Christmas specials within the series itself, because they have many different Christmas specials. I think this one sticks out as one of the strongest because each year they do something more inventive with their, well, a little different with their Christmas specials. They do something inventive. They do something that you wouldn't think, or go in a direction you wouldn't really think they were going, but they do it. And I just think that, for this to be a special that came out in what, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 8 years ago. Yes, I had to count on my fingers. Don't judge me, fight me, but don't judge me. For a special that came out 8 years ago, this kind of holds up well in the same regard as the SpongeBob Christmas special. That holds up well over 20 years after it debuted. My only issue with it, though, is that if you're not too familiar with the lore of American Dad, because even in my explanation of the episode, I talked about so many different things. I talked about how Jack, who's Stan's father, who's in jail. I talked about how he had a beef with Santa. I talk about, I think it's probably a few other things that I mentioned too that feed into the lore of this episode, and it could get a little confusing to people who aren't longtime viewers. However, it is a very comfortable casual viewing if you're not a consistent viewer of American Dad. So, but yeah, that's really like my only thing about it. And again, another thing that I would take points away from it for is that all the songs aren't consistently good, but they are all good in their own rights. But like I said, the strengths, I love them. I love the strengths. I love what works about the special works, and what doesn't. It doesn't drag it down, but you can tell it's something that kind of it could have been a little different, could have been a little different, a little stronger. But I do like the fact that this is a Beauty and the Beast parody of sorts. Because I would have never guessed that until I read it, and it works so well. Like, it doesn't like point out, oh, this is the story of Beauty and the Beast. It's like, it's kind of familiar, so I like that about it. I'm not ranking all the specials that I've done this year yet in terms of how I feel about them, of all the ones, like, put them in the ranking order or whatever. But in terms of what I would rate this as a Christmas special individually, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said, I enjoy the songs, I enjoy the music. You all heard me crooning about it. Definitely check it out. American Dad. The episode is called Minstrel Krampus. It is in season 9, episode 8. It's American Dad streams on Hulu, so you can check it out on Hulu. On demand services probably, or if you catch Adult Swim at the right time, this episode is probably going to be on this time of the year. So definitely make sure you guys check that out, and let me know in the comment section below what you think about this episode. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, we will be back here on Sunday to talk Spider-Man No Way Home. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I have big things planned for this review, and I'm hoping it all falls together. But if you've already seen the movie, do not spoil it in my comment section. If you haven't seen the movie, make sure you avoid spoilers. Spoilers are out there. Of course, this is a high-profile movie. Everyone's excited to talk about it. It is opening weekend, so just be careful on the internet. Make sure you avoid spoilers. And when you see the movie, I hope you like it. I hope you're enjoying it. If you're watching it now, I hope you're having a blast. I will be there watching it on Sunday. But until then, we'll be talking about Hawkeye again sometime soon, probably after the finale. And I think that's it. So until next time, peace. Have a good night. Merry weekend. Okay, I'm out of here. Y'all got something?